Hey everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Adventure Prone 4x4. On today's episode, we're going to be installing some new gas struts underneath the bonnet of the Nav. Essentially what that's going to do is just replace the current manual strut that you put underneath the bonnet to hold it up and replace it with some nice gas struts. Tracking down these struts wasn't too hard, but for the D22 model Navara, both ZD30 and YD25, there wasn't a whole heap of these lying around like I expected them to be. These ones were sourced by Strut Your Stuff. You can find Strut Your Stuff in the link below, and that'll take you to their website. They've got struts for just about anything, so go down and check them out. Now, there were two different options. I could have gotten these off eBay. They were a different mount. I didn't really like them. Or these ones here, which just require a couple of holes to be drilled, which doesn't really bother me too much, and so I did decide to go with the Strut Your Stuff. First up, we're just going to do a quick unboxing, see what's in there, have a look at the instructions, and then we'll put them on. So, in the box, these here are the gas struts. You can see there, very nice. You've got a bag full of, it looks like strut ends, bolts, nuts, things like that to mount them in with. And lastly, these here are the brackets that the struts attach to, I believe up the front of the bonnet.
And guys, don't forget when in the workshop to wear the appropriate safety footwear, hand protection, and eye protection.
So the first thing on the instructions is to pop the bonnet. That's a no-brainer. So straight up, the instructions are telling us to drill some 8mm holes up here on the bonnet hinges. So we'll do that first. Now we do have to measure these down about 30mm, so we'll do that just to make sure that they're in the right spot. So just to reiterate, we're going to be drilling a hole 30mm down from the top with an 8mm drill piece. So I'm just going to measure that up now. Perfect, and we'll go over and do the other side too. So to start off with, I'm going to be using a smaller drill piece just to get started, and then I'll jump in with the 8mm. And quickly we'll just file down that hole just to get rid of any sharp edges. So the next step is to install these ball studs up the top. So that's what we'll do. And it's also advised us that we use a little bit of a thread locker. So we've got the Loctite here as well. It's recommended that we do it, so we will. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to tighten that up with an open end 12mm and a 13 ratchet. Perfect, that's one side done. I'll zip over now and do the other side. Okay, so now that that's done, the instructions are telling us to undo these 4 bolts, so there's only 2 each side, on the radiator support beam. So we're going to undo those, and that's where we're going to be fitting these pieces here. So that's going to sit in like that. Obviously this is actually the passenger side piece. They are labelled PS and DS on the actual bracket so that we know which one goes on which side. So we'll do that now. We'll undo these, and then we'll undo the other side as well, and we'll pop these on. Okay, so as you can see by outside, some time has passed. I have spent quite a lot of time mucking around with this side here, the passenger side. I did actually have to drill 2 new holes. Those were the original holes that you can see there. I've had to drill these 2 holes here as I feel like they were drilled on the wrong side. So instead I've had to drill these 2 here, and I had to widen them up a little bit. I didn't quite make them wide enough apart. So I have spent a little bit of time mucking around here, a little bit frustrating. The other frustrating thing is that on this side here, there's no room between this battery and that knob, so I can't get anything underneath that. Also, I'm probably going to have to shift this entire battery, possibly battery setup, because of these terminals here are clearly going to be well and truly in the road for the actual strut. So quickly, what we'll do next is we are just going to connect this piece to the top piece on the driver's side, because that's the side that's going in easily. I hopefully my voltage, my battery isolator isn't going to get in the way there. It may well do, in which case we'll have to find another way to fix that issue, and we'll have to rehouse that. But for now, we'll just put that strut in, and I'll show you how that goes in there. Okay, so it's actually a whole different day to when I first filmed the first part of all that footage. We did have a bit of a hiccup with the fitment of the ends of the struts. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you how to actually correctly install one of these, because I'm a total idiot and I screwed it up, and I had to get new parts ordered in. Now I do want to be clear, this part was left out on the instructions. Common sense would have dictated that I probably had a bit more of a fiddle with this piece before I went flogging it on with a hammer, but that didn't happen. So I was able to get in contact with the company just to sort it out. He was super cool about it, really good to deal with, and he sent the new parts straight through. So basically what happened was, after attaching this little ball end to the top, I just went, yeah, no, it should just flog straight on. No, there's actually a little pin in here that needs to be pulled out and released. This needs to be slotted over the other end of the ball joint, and then you actually need to reinsert that clip, which isn't something that happened the first time. So what I'm going to do now is to show you how to do it correctly the first time, so you don't have to screw it up like I did, but that's okay, because we all make mistakes. So that is going to screw on there, as it normally would. As you can see, there is, I don't know if that's going to focus for me, nah. There's actually that little clip around the base of that. What we have to do is actually and do not lose that piece. That's what it is, that's all it is. It's like a little hook that goes around. So as you can see, there's a little tiny, I don't know if you will be able to see that, yeah, just up the top. So this pin actually slots up through the bottom, up through that hole, and then it just clips around there after it's been slotted on. So that's what we're going to do. Like I said, be very careful not to lose these pins, because I do imagine that'd be a pain in the ass to replace or to try and make. So that'll be fine. We will get these on right now, and I'll show you how to do that. So basically, that just slides straight on over the top. Now this little tiny pin, God forbid I lose this right now, goes straight up the side, and boom. And that's not going anywhere. So that's how it's supposed to be correctly installed. Like I said, just that clip goes straight in and clip it around, instead of just trying to smash it on there like we did the first time. It's funny, you look back at that and you just think, well, that was a bit of a stupid thing to do. Cool, so next up we just have to do this top one. There will be a little bit of mucking around there just because the battery terminal is pretty close. So that is everything done. As you can see, it's in nice and tidy. I've got my clip in. Wasn't too much hassle at all, took like 30 seconds. Just had to kind of push the battery for a moment, momentarily, just to get that on. But really, that was no troubles at all. So what we're going to do now is do the moment of truth. There you go, that was easy enough. Boom. How good's that? Perfect. So that's pretty well everything done. You can see everything's nice and smooth. I won't close that all the way. That's it, kind of open-ish. And keep in mind, I'm trying to open this one-handed to a bull bar. Perfect. And that's it. How good is that? So guys, that brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching again. Don't forget to stay tuned, there's heaps more content on its way. Also, a big thanks to Strut Stuff for helping me out with the install and helping me out with replacing the heads that I may or may not have damaged. Couldn't have done it without you. Super good service, really quick and responsive. By all means, I will leave a link in the description below where you can go to Strut your stuff. They've got struts for just about anything. Bonnets, tailgates, so whatever you need, head down to the website. I'll leave a link in the description below. Also, if you haven't noticed, I have a favourite shirt at the moment. Don't forget to head to Ape Arm Apparel for all your clothing needs. I've got jumpers, hoodies, they're the same thing. Shirts, hats, whatever you need, they've got it, singlets. Head over, use the discount code CLAY15 to bring another 15% off your order as well. So don't forget to head out to that website. I will leave a link for that one in the description below. Don't forget guys, big things coming up on the channel, so don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that little bell button as well on your YouTube, that way you get a notification every time I release a video. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. If you get really bored, you can follow my personal Snapchat. I'll throw everything in the link below. So stay tuned, stay cool. Summer is ridiculous at the moment, it's 100 degrees in the shed. I'm sweating my ass off. But we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.